to Sparkman Homestead. My name is Krista. I've had a super busy morning this morning. I have got my yogurt started over there. I made my sourdough bread this morning. I've got my kefir bottled up and I'm just waiting for the tea mixture to cool down so that I can add it back with my scobies. And what else have I done so far? That's it, but that's a lot of stuff. And did I say I went to get cream? Went and also to the milk place and got some cream. Today is an exciting day, kind of. Well, actually, tomorrow is exciting. Today is getting ready for tomorrow. There is a kind of local to us. It's about an hour west to us. There is a big consignment auction happening tomorrow. It happens twice a year. They have one in March and they have one in November. And it is huge, like huge. Thousands of people come. Mostly it is Amish, but lots of people come and it is absolutely amazing. You can get the best furniture for literally $5, especially if you wait around to near the end of the auction. Stuff starts just going like crazy because they just want to get it out, and it is a very, very long day also. So by the end of the day, everybody just kind of wants to go, and you can get some prime deals. So I am super excited about it. It starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. So you have to go early, get your number, like your auction number, and then you also want to have time to kind of peruse and see what is all available so you know kind of where to be, because there are 3 different auctions or 4 different auctions going on at one time. Now, because Stephen is out of town, I am actually going to be doing this solo. I have never gone here solo before, so this is going to be a learning experience for me. But there is one area that I kind of stay in, and that is the area where the canning jars usually are, and like appliances and the furniture. Stephen usually goes to like where the farm equipment is and the tools and all of that stuff. But obviously with just me, that won't be happening. So I am super excited about it, but because it is such a long day and because it is an hour away from us, I need to kind of go prepared. Now, they do have a couple of food vendors. There are some Amish that are out there that have like little vendors that have, I think, donuts. They have one with French fries, and then they have one with sandwiches. So I don't really like to go and spend a whole bunch of money, and I don't like to go and stand in line. That's the other thing. The lines are usually huge because it is such a busy happening place. So I like to pack a lunch when I go to these things. The other thing that I usually like to do is also bring a chair with me because, again, very busy. You usually can't get a seat. So I'm hoping that I can get one tomorrow. But I want to kind of prepare now because it starts at 9. I like to be there about 8:30 to get my number, to look at everything. That means I have to leave my house about 7:30 in the morning. I still have the chickens to feed, and I kind of have like the yogurt I'll have to put into its containers in the morning. So I'm not really going to have time to sit down and eat my breakfast. So I need to make something that I can take with me on the go. So my plan today is to get my lunch prepped for tomorrow, which I am going to be making a steak and bacon sandwich. I also want to get some muffins made so that we can bring that as kind of a little snack to have. And then I want to make something called Amish cinnamon bread. This is delicious. And I want to make that so that I can have that with my coffee in the morning and I can just eat it as I am driving out there. This Amish cinnamon bread, the other benefit to it is when it starts to go stale, it makes the most amazing French toast. This is one of my favorite recipes to make. So I am debating on whether or not I'm going to marinate my steak. I already have it defrosted in the fridge. I kind of just like my steak plain, like just fried in some like in my cast iron, just fried in some garlic and butter. It's delicious. So I think I'm gonna omit the marinade, but tonight for supper, because I am making a pretty big steak, I'm not gonna eat it all on my sandwich tomorrow. So tonight for supper, I am actually going to have a steak salad. I'm going to make a Dijon balsamic dressing to go with that salad. And then what else do we have on the list? Oh, I need to get out and actually harvest that dill. On the last video, I said I was going outside. I got distracted and I completely forgot to get the dill. So I want to go and harvest the dill, get some more cilantro, and then obviously I'm gonna have to pick lettuce out there. I am going to turn the dehydrator on because I want to get that dill dehydrated and I want to get that cilantro dehydrated. Actually, I don't want to do that. As I'm thinking about it, I think I actually want to get those in the freezer because I feel like it would be better for me to use in recipes like the cilantro if it was like frozen. I feel like it would retain more flavor being frozen versus being dehydrated. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll decide. But what are we going to get started on first? Let's get started on, well, the muffins take 28 minutes to cook and this Amish bread takes 50 minutes to cook. So how about we get started with the Amish bread, and then what we can do while that Amish bread is cooking, because it takes 50 minutes, we can get these muffins prepped. Actually, let's do that reverse. How about we start with the muffins, because they only take 28 minutes to cook. It's not going to take me 50 minutes to make muffins if I'm waiting for this in the oven. So we will start with the muffins and then we will move on to the cinnamon bread. Let's start by getting this oven preheated. We need to preheat it to 375. I'm actually going to lower this rack. It's still a little hot from when I made the bread. And I'm actually going to get an apron on because I tend to wear my stuff. Now this was a vegan recipe. I have since changed it to incorporate non-vegan things. So it is definitely can be turned into a vegan recipe, and I can tell you the differences while we're cooking it. So let's get everything out. So it needs some milk and some apple cider. It's trying to mimic the buttermilk. I actually don't have buttermilk, so I'm gonna follow the directions on how to make buttermilk. Let's get our milk out, and we need to get some apple cider vinegar. And then, while we're getting the other ingredients, we'll just get this apple cider vinegar in this milk because it needs to start to curdle. The recipe we are making is a cocoa raspberry muffin. They are so delicious. These are one of my favorite muffins. So we are going to put 1 cup of milk into a measuring cup. And we are going to add 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to this milk. Whoa, that's more than 1 teaspoon. And then we are just going to give it a quick little stir. And what the vinegar does to the milk is it actually causes it to curdle, mimicking the sourness of buttermilk. So we will let that sit for a couple of minutes so that it can do its thing. So how you would veganize that is obviously instead of using cow's milk, you could use an almond milk, a soy milk, a coconut milk, anything like that could be substituted for that. So what we are going to do, first of all, we already did the milk, so that's done. In a large mixing bowl, we are going to stir together the flour, the cocoa powder, sugar, baking powder, and salt. So are we gonna sift it? Of the cocoa? Nah, we won't sift it. Okay, so we need 1.5 cups of flour. We need 1/3 cup of cocoa. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Sifter for that. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So it says to stir this all together. My spoon is wet, so I'm gonna just use a whisk. I feel like the whisk tends to get the cocoa better incorporated. That's looking good. Now it says to make a well in the center, and this is where we're gonna add our wet ingredients to. Just making a well, like a hole. Add the milk, the applesauce, in this case we're adding the eggs, the oil, and all of the extracts. Now, I grabbed 2 eggs because, sorry, I'm just looking at the raspberries because they're really runny, so I'm wondering if I should add both eggs or not. The reason I grabbed 2 eggs is because they are super, super small eggs, but we'll see. We'll test it out and see how the 1 egg is. Okay, 1 egg. Just gonna break that up a bit. Milk. We're gonna add 1/3 of avocado oil. And then we need 1 teaspoon of extract. Sorry, vanilla extract. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Okay, and then we're gonna give this a quick stir. It says stir to combine. We're gonna check and see what the liquid content is like in this, and then if we need to add that extra egg or not. I don't think we're gonna need to add that egg because these raspberries are pretty juicy also, and I don't want it to be too runny. I also don't want to overmix it. To fold in the berries. Dump the whole thing in. I am using these raspberry pieces that we got from Azure. I think the reason you want to fold in the berries versus stirring it is because if you were using whole berries, then you don't want to compromise the actual berry, but in this case, we're using berry pieces, so it doesn't really matter. We are actually going to, I just have these large baking cups. I got these from Azure, and we are just going to line the muffin tin with this. It says it makes 12 muffins, so we'll see. To scoop the batter into the tin, and it says until it's almost filled to the rim. So we're gonna try to fill them as much as possible. Hopefully we'll get 12. Just using this muffin scoop, cupcake scoop thing. I don't know where I got it. Knowing me, I probably picked it up at a garage sale or Goodwill. These things are perfect. Typically it makes less of a mess, but they underestimated who's using it. I think we're gonna get 12. I've made a huge mess. Ugh. I don't really want these to like burn on here. I'm gonna try to clean off some of this so we don't have burn. Just kind of giving it a tap to get the air out of it. I do have some batter left in here, and there are some that could be topped off, so. Now these need to go into the oven for 24 to 28 minutes. I'm gonna lean on the 28 side. I mean, we'll check it at 24, but the reason I'm leaning on the 28 side is because I am using stoneware, and that usually takes a little bit longer to cook. So what we'll do maybe at the 25-minute mark is we will toothpick check. So we're just going to insert a toothpick and see if it comes out clean, and if it does, we will pull them out, and then if it doesn't, we will play it by ear. Okay, got my toothpicks here. I need to get this all cleaned up so that we can get prepped, or we can get started on making the Amish cinnamon bread. We've got everything out to make this almond cinnamon bread. This Amish cinnamon bread. This has about 13 more minutes left. I'm just munching on this caramel corn I made yesterday. I got this recipe from Elliot Homestead over on YouTube. She made it. It's like a honey caramel popcorn, and it's delicious. I made it for a snack for tomorrow also. There is this stuff called Crunch and Munch, and it's like a caramel corn with like nuts in it. This stuff tastes exactly like it. It is delicious. So good. And I'm completely snacking on it, and I should probably be, because it's 12:30, making a lunch, but instead I'm eating caramel corn. Not wise decisions, but I'm an adult. So the first thing we have to add to this is 1 cup of butter softened, because we're gonna cream the butter with the sugar and eggs and vanilla. But I actually, I have caramel corn in my hair. I need to get these loaf pans prepared first. This recipe makes 2 different loaves. So I am just going to add the softened butter. You just use the package and just butter the pan with it. And I just add a little bit of flour to the pan, and then I just make sure that the flour coats the pan. This kind of makes it like a non-stick. I don't know if it's necessarily like a mandatory thing to do this. I've just always done this when I make banana bread or any type of loaf. So all I'm doing is just kind of creating a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but just a little bit of a floured. Okay, so we have 1 cup of butter. We need 2 cups of sugar. This is a really sweet thing. I don't know if it's the best decision for a breakfast when I need to be awake all day, but it's good. Then we need to add 2 eggs. Oh shoot. That egg was already a small egg. I might actually have to add 3 eggs because these are pretty small eggs. They're small eggs and I spilled half the egg on the counter, so I'm gonna add 3 eggs. Vanilla, so we need to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We are going to cream it together. I've literally sprayed this batter everywhere. So I have it creamed together. Looks like that. I remember seeing on a cooking show a long time ago, or maybe it was a blog, I don't know where it was, but the lady actually said that when you are creaming sugar and butter, it really takes a lot longer than you actually think. It usually takes like a good 5 minutes to get creamy consistency that you need. So I always tend to beat it for a really long time. So now to this, we are going to add milk, flour, and baking soda. And you know one thing that's really weird? I just kind of looked through the recipe. This recipe does not have any salt in it, which I think is very weird. I usually put salt in all of my baking stuff, but we will just follow the recipe because I always just followed it. Okay, so we need to add 2 cups of buttermilk. So we did the same thing. I did it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera, but I added vinegar to this milk. So we're gonna add the milk. Oh, this one curdled way better. So 2 cups of buttermilk, and then we're gonna add 4 cups of flour. Remember, this recipe makes 2 loaves. I think that was 3, I don't know. Should not talk when I'm putting the flour in, I guess. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking soda to that. My timer hasn't gone off for them, but I can really smell them. Oh, my glasses. Every time I open my oven, my glasses fall out. Looking good. let's do the test. I think that they should go in for like a couple more minutes because they're not coming out exactly super clean. We will put them back in for, let's say, 3 minutes. Let's shook them again. Yeah, I think it's good. There is some crumbs on it, but it's fine. I don't want to dry them out. Yeah, it's fine. We have to turn the oven down for these Amish cinnamon things. We need it at 350. So it says to let these cool for a few minutes before taking them out. So we'll just move them over on a cooling tray. Let's finish this almond bread. Amish bread, not almond bread. We have the flour and the baking soda in there and the milk. So now we are just going to mix it together quickly because we don't want to overbeat it because it's got the flour in it now. So we got all incorporated together. Now we have to make the cinnamon sugar mix. So we need 2/3 cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. The sugar, 2/3. And then 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Together. I'm just going to use a fork. This also goes so yummy on toast. Super good. The 2 loaf pans, we have to take this batter and divide half of it into these pans. And now we're going to sprinkle half of the mix over top of the batter over top of these batters. And now we're going to take the other part of the batter and we're going to put it over top of this. It's kind of like a bread lasagna. We're going to take the other half of that mixture and now we're just going to sprinkle it on top of here and we'll just coat it. Okay, there we go. Just kind of wiping the edges off because I don't want anything to burn. Now we have to bake these for 50 minutes. Set the timer for 50 minutes. So this recipe makes those 2 loaves. You could probably half it and only make 1 loaf, but I like doing the 2 loaves because I save the second one to do what I was saying. I make French toast with it and it is amazing, amazing. We're gonna make a Dijon balsamic dressing. We're gonna add we are gonna add 1/3 oil. I'm using avocado oil. Then we are going to add 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. You can just, I'm eyeballing it because again, I love balsamic. Probably more than 3 tablespoons, but you can never have enough. I'm gonna put about 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Half a teaspoon of Dijon. I'm probably gonna put about 1 teaspoon in. That's probably more. And then we wanna add some dry thyme. And some dry oregano. Let's mix it together. Feeling like I want some salt in this. Nope, it doesn't need any. Well, it does. All done. That was super quick and easy. So it's been a little bit. So we will get these muffins out onto the cooling tray. Show you guys how they turned out. Super, super yummy. Just so yummy. It's kind of like a brownie in a way. Timer just went off, which was perfect because I was definitely starting to smell them. Oh no, one of them overflowed. to get a cookie sheet on these because these aren't done. I can just tell by looking at them that they are definitely not done, and I have a huge mess in my oven now. I don't want the top to burn either, so I may end up getting some foil. Let's check the rest of it though. You know what? They are actually cooked. It's coming out clean everywhere. So they are cooked. I guess this was just stuff that boiled over. Oh, yeah, like that. No. I don't know how they're all coming out. I'm going to put them back in for a minute. I'm just going to cover them with some foil though, because I don't want them to really burn on the top. Let's just put my glove back on so I'm not burning my hands. We're just going to cover the top and then, oh my gosh, so messy. Let's get these back in the oven, and I'm gonna say maybe like 10 more minutes. This cookie sheet's not hot. Woo! Now we have a mess to clean up. We are going to check them again. It's been about 15 more minutes. My house smells like burning sugar. Not a very nice smell. I think that they're fine. I am gonna say that they're done. Bing, they're done. The recipe says that you have to leave it in the loaf pans for 20 minutes. So we are just going to take them off this hot cookie sheet and just leave them on this cooling rack for, I'm going to say 30 minutes. Just that way it gives us some time to get out in the garden and harvest those things we need to harvest. All right, we are going to harvest some of this beautiful lettuce. It's windy, but look at this head right here. This head of lettuce. It's so beautiful. This one right over here needs to get harvested. Look at this. This is one head of lettuce. Oh. Ideally, you don't want to do that because this could have kept growing, but not in the best position. Let me try to find a spot for the camera. Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that when harvesting lettuce, because it will grow back. Leave that dirt over there. But isn't that a beautiful head of lettuce? I love this kind. It's blowing everywhere. Okay, so we've got that kind, and I want to harvest some romaine, and I want to harvest some butterhead also. I'm going to be making a sandwich tomorrow, so I want to have lettuce on it. Plus we're doing that salad tonight, that steak salad, so we need lots of lettuce. Okay, let's try not to take the whole root out. I really sewed these way too close together, and these are probably not going to get to be huge heads of lettuce. We'll just grab a little one like that. That's perfect. We left the root intact there, and sometimes you will be able to get another lettuce harvest off of this. I'm hoping because we are covering these that we'll get one, but these are gorgeous. My spinach is actually really taken off. Look at the spinach. Beautiful. So I'll have to come out and harvest this soon. You wouldn't think in November that you would have to worry about lettuce bolting, but this stuff is starting to bolt, so I don't know how that's possible in November. And look at how much the cilantro grew back. So we're gonna get some of this cilantro inside and put into the freezer. I can't believe this lettuce is bolting. That's so weird. I might give this to the chickens. I think today is actually 80 outside. It is very, very warm, which is scary being we're supposed to get a system come through tomorrow. But we'll be at the auction, so it will be exciting. And this cilantro is starting to bolt. November, we're in November. Goodness heavens. Yep, even the romaine lettuce is bolting. Oh, frustrating. I thought I would be good. Meanwhile, we have cabbage worms and bolting cilantro and lettuce. Again, November. And I'm not even covering these heads of lettuce, like, because we're getting such, obviously I don't need to if it's bolting. But, oh, that's looking at my kale, inspecting it. Okay, we're gonna pick, something's biting me. Yeah, just making sure it's dill. So we'll get some of this picked. I think I have a spider on me, not sure. This is a little couple, this is a broccoli. Looks like it's 2 broccolis, but they're not gonna do anything. I should probably pull them and give them to the chickens. But you know what? I'm gonna leave them because, hey, maybe they'll last until spring and then they'll form a head in spring. Who knows? There is no harm in just leaving it. I'll show you guys the kohlrabi. I didn't realize I was cut off. This is how much bigger the kohlrabi has gotten. It's huge. And I got more dill in here I need to pick. That's a random lettuce. Hope you guys can see this. Oh, this is a weed. I'm just pulling weeds, but look at this carrot. Look at how much it's sticking out of the ground. Do we pick it and then have it with our salad? Let's pick it. Oh, yay. There's a carrot. Have this with our salad tonight. I don't know what that was. This carrot. It's getting choked out by lettuce, so it's they're not really going to grow very much. Because, yeah, definitely not ready. Thinking that I would like to get some of this purple lettuce in the mix too. I think we are good for our bowl of salad. Lettuce, carrot, dill, and cilantro. I think we're good. I want to get these herbs and lettuce in some of this water. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in it because we did find those cabbage worms out there and I don't want that in my lettuce. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to this water. And it should help if there's any bugs on them. Let's just put the herbs in and the lettuce. And then we'll just leave it in here for a little bit. This is very cold water also. So we're gonna leave these sit for about, I'd say maybe half an hour. And then we'll come back and we'll like run them through a salad spinner. Maybe I'll throw the carrots in too. I cleaned the sink out. This is what we've got for the cilantro and the dill. So my thought is I actually want to put these into the dehydrator. I don't know how well they would freeze and I don't want them to like get mushy when I try to defrost them. So we'll just put them into the dehydrator and that's just gonna be how it is. So let's get these into the dehydrator. We had to take these out of the, oh my gosh, loaf pans. Oh my gosh. There we go, there's one. Yours too. So half of the topping came off when we did that, but that is what they look like. I have a little piece to show you guys what they look like inside. That's what they look like inside. I am going to get supper started now. Let me just turn this burner on, get the cast iron hot. So for supper, I am going to do steak salad. It's just pretty much salad that I'm putting steak on it. These are just some plain ribeyes. I am just going to put some salt and pepper on them. I'm actually gonna put some butter into this cast iron pan also. Salt and peppering them pretty heavy because I'm not putting any other type of spices on them at all. And then once they're in, then I'll do the other side. Oh, I need to get the oven preheated too. The way I cook steak is I sear it on both sides. I usually give it like maybe 5 minutes per side. And then once it is seared on both sides, I throw it into the oven, into 400-degree oven. And then I usually cook it for like 5 minutes. I like my steak like medium rare. So I don't like it too cooked. Sometimes if it's a really good steak, I'll even eat it rare. It all depends on how it's cooked. I'm not gonna put any garlic in this because I am having it on a sandwich tomorrow. I don't really wanna have garlic breath. So I'm just going to put salt and pepper on it now. Let's get these flipped. Making sure it's on the burner. Getting my salad stuff out. This is all the salad that the lettuce that we picked today. This is a 2-gallon bag. So we've got some lettuce. I am gonna put some pickled beets on it. We've got the carrot we picked today, and then I have a green pepper that I still had from my garden, and then we have that dressing that we made today. So once these steaks are done, we'll just cut one up and throw it on the lettuce. Okay, I'm gonna get these steaks in the oven now. It's not preheated, but that's fine. Just cook away. Yep, they're done. I'm just gonna let them rest for a couple minutes. Let's get this steak cut up. We will cut up the one for the sandwich first. Just gonna take this fat off of it. The chickens will appreciate it. Does not make for a very good sandwich. Alrighty, I'm just going to slice it this way. I cooked it too much. I have this cute little lunch bag. I got it a while ago. Found it at Goodwill. Okay, so I'll put my sandwich in here. I grabbed a couple of these nut bars that we got at Costco. I'm just packing a little extra too in case Steven does come and join me, that I have a snack for him also. So I am going to maybe put, again, in case Steven comes, I'll put maybe 3 in here. I'm gonna put this in my fridge overnight also. And then in the morning, I will put a little freezer pack in here because this is an insulated lunchbox. I have this cute little, it says cookies, but I put my muffins in here, cupcakes. Just put them in here. It does not keep them fresh for very long, so you have to eat them. And then I'm going to bring some of this caramel corn that I made. I don't need to put this in the fridge. I don't really need to put these in the fridge either, or these nut bars. So because I don't really need to put these in the fridge overnight, I don't really want to keep this caramel corn in the fridge. I am just going to put them on the table. I don't know if you can see this far, but I have a backpack over here that I'm gonna bring. so that I can keep like my wallet in there, like anything important that I need. That way I just have my backpack, I can put my lunch in there, and I don't need to go back and forth to the car. Because I'm going to try to take the camera with me tomorrow in hopes that I can get you guys some footage out there. So you will see when we get into the parking lot that you usually are so far away from your vehicle. It is crazy, crazy busy. Now tomorrow it's supposed to be a really rainy, windy day, so I don't know how the turnout's going to be. I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. Where the auction is, it's where they actually do produce. Normally it's like a produce auction house, but twice a year they do these consignment auctions, so I will be under a cover. Now that cinnamon bread that we made today, I am just going to put that in a bag, and then I am going to take a slice with me in the morning, and that is what I'm going to have. I might even take some yogurt and put it in a little mason jar and then bring it, and then I can kind of eat that in the morning when I get there. And we're going to bring some water with us, and we are going to bring coffee. A big, huge Yeti full of coffee, because I'm going to need it because I'm going to be up early. Okay, let's get that salad finished. So we're just going to put some steak on top of this. I'm also going to heat up a slice of cornbread to have with my salad. So that is what the salad looks like. We're going to take our salad dressing that we made today, give it a little stir. This would also be really good with like a blue cheese dressing. Ooh. I am gonna go and sit down and enjoy this salad. And I will see you guys in the morning. Yay, I'm so excited for this. I wait all year for this, so super excited. It is Saturday morning and it is 7:40. I am running a little bit behind. I kind of wanted to be gone by 7:30, but I had a little bit of an issue with the chickens. Their waters, they, for some reason, are drinking a lot of water, like 8 gallons of water every couple of days. I think somehow through the bird netting, there's actually wild birds getting through. But anyways, I needed to fill up all their waters before I left. So we're running a little bit behind. And today we are supposed to get some doozies of thunderstorms. They're supposed to start around 9 o'clock. Yesterday was 80 degrees and then today is going to be 70. So it's not going to be that type of thunderstorms. But yeah, we're going to get hit today. So I'm really wanting to get out there before the thunderstorms start. So need to get on the road. I got my huge mug of coffee. I got my backpack all packed with my lunch, an umbrella, a jacket, extra batteries for this in case I'm able to film, and some snacks. So let's get on the road. I am so excited for today. Okay guys, we are here in the parking area right now. This is what it looks like. It is really crappy out. It is really rainy, and so there's hardly any people here. So I'm hoping that that works to my advantage, but I don't know how much footage I'm going to be able to get because it is raining and I do not want to get my camera wet. So I guess we will see, and hopefully I can get you some stuff when we are inside under cover. But yeah, hardly any people here, but I'm still excited to be here. It was kind of a little bit of a scary ride because I'm in the car and this car hyperplanes because it's so small, but we made it safe. So let's go in and see what they got. Undercover, and I love these chairs, but this is kind of what it looks like in here. This is the inside. Got some canning jars here, but no lids. I wonder if those are regular mounts. Those are really cool. I'm definitely going to be bidding on this one. A whole bunch of dollies in here. Dollies. Look at that. That is amazing. Kerosene cook stove.
Sold it $25 on number 5, 265, 265 on the table, and Jim right here, giving out $10 here. Hit 10, hit it out.
Well, we are all done and I am leaving empty-handed. I'm so sad. There was this gorgeous hutch. It was an antique hutch and I got outbid. It was like the only thing that I really found. There was some canning jars, but they went for way more than what I could actually buy them at Walmart for. So I am leaving empty-handed, but it was definitely a fun experience. I absolutely love coming here. It's a fun day. It's kind of like a big antique shop, except you're bidding on stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as I was prepping to come to the auctions. We will be coming back again in March. They do them March and November. So at least maybe, hopefully I can get something in March. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video and I hope you guys have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.